This is important. And here, I thank the Vice Chancellor that he supported this workshop and gave in everything to make it work. In some places, you will say, let's have a workshop, a training program for university administrators. You tell you, no. Well, that money we are going to spend, we will use it to buy enough diesel for hostel. The hostels, what I spend on the city in the hostel, the students will react if I don't do this. But if you ask timely to get the work done, you'll find out that you may have the diesel, you may have every other thing, but the staff is not there. And he keeps coming late every time. It doesn't, in terms that this will block service effect. But on him, that he has to do his own in order to see that the system works, and he is primed to getting it done. You will see that things will get on very well. And it is in workshops and trainings of this nature that you see these ideas. People change their idea. Someone was saying, you cannot get that without changing the orientation of people, having a change in their attitude to work and attitude to every other thing. So, I said that I wholeheartedly agree with Wama in suggestion that university administration should also embrace efficient management of resources available in the workplace, because an effective registry that lacks working materials can hardly achieve expected goals. Therefore, advance in their everyday to reduce costs, especially in managing equipment, as is the practice in private organizations. To do this, there must be effective training to improve the quality of service they render to the system. The 21st century expectations of the university and its implications on the registry. As research and community service. The contemporary university system is a planned society, a formed organization responsible to human demands with multiplicity of goods and comprised of interdependent parts performing a variety of activities. Sawari 2001. As compiled society, the university community is made up of teachers and researchers, students, administrators, accountants, engineers, architects, society personnel, secretaries, personal secretaries and so on, and other ancillary staff. In other words, it is a pluralist society with multiple cultures which coexists and cooperates to achieve a set goal. We have observed that the registry is an arm of the university system, exists on as the administrative machinery of this multiversity. It remains the engine room of the administrative duties in the university system. University laws and statutes world over are unanimous, as the registrar is the chief administrative officer responsible to the vice chancellor for the day-to-day administrative work of the university, as Sohari stated it. Strategic as the registrar's role is in the university, it must be noted that the universities are now facing numerous challenges that tend to threaten or shape the fundamental essence of university. According to Dogun 2021, the world in which the universities are situated is experiencing rapid and overwhelming changes, which call for new ways of doing. And interestingly, these changes do not emanate from the universities, do not only emanate from the universities, and therefore they emanate from the society as well. And often they put the universities on the reaction mode rather than being on the proactive mode. In the past, our universities have seen as shapers of societal culture, the providers of solutions to the society's problems, and the drivers of much of what was regarded as enlightenment. In the over 60 years of history of university education in Nigeria, The Nigerian university system has appeared to be contented with impacting of knowledge and competencies to a vast majority of graduates who do not see the acquisition of a degree beyond earning a salary and earning a good life. The Nigerian universities must strive to have a rethink towards ensuring that their products possess skills and competencies that impact more productively towards the growth and development of our environment and resolution of our societal problems. Universities as knowledge centers are being challenged more than ever before by the events of the 21st century. The same thing, the way universities are challenged, that's the same way registries of universities are challenged, because they are central to the functions and core to the work of the university system. I try to say the characteristics of the 21st century and its implications on the universities. There is the rise of the knowledge economy, which knowledge and highly trained knowledge workers have become the driving force of economic growth and societal development. There is globalization and internationalization are in increased competition. That we have what we call flat world. The marketization of institutions and products. Every university wants to sell itself more than others. Every university wants to be seen as number one. There is competition among universities. And how do that go about? It is the staff that make that university that can project to the state of competition where it can meet with others and excel. If there is drudgery, if there is lack of performance, if the staff are not informed, if the registry is not working to expectations, you will find out that the university itself cannot occupy the pride of place or the position to compete in a very competitive world where it is. There is the democratization of governance, which wants to ensure inclusivity, workplace diversity, and gender balance as critical issues. The necessity for lifelong education, like what we are doing here. It is no longer a place where you sit down and say, I have arrived. I'm a university administrator. I'm a registrar. I'm a vice chancellor. You must try to update yourself and update your knowledge continuously in order to meet the competitive world of work and be able to impact positively into what is going on. The revolutions in information and communication technology and artificial intelligence is one great shaker in the university system. You find out that before COVID-19, that is 2020, Nigerian universities were dragging, they were far behind. And that is why we were caught seriously napping when COVID-19 came up. While we were closing our institutions, overseas, US and so on, the students were having their lectures. They were going on. Why? That is because of the impact of ICT, information and communication technology, and artificial intelligence. Because these people have been able to imbibe into digital technology and digitalize their institutions to the extent that it is no longer, the university as we are seeing it here, is no longer the way it is, where just a place, building and here. It is now a situation where you can stay here and give lecture. Someone in America will pick it and listen to you. Lecturers can be recruited from anywhere in the world. Administrators should be such that they can put up their ideas and work even when they are at home. Even when they are at home. So you find out that the issue, this is going to affect our attitude. There must be a flexibility in work schedule. There must be flexibility in work schedule. It is not like you say, I'm working from home. The concept of remote working and working from home came up exactly with the advent of COVID-19. And that impacted greatly in the world and is impacting greatly on Nigerian universities. And is also impacting on the registry. So the registry will be such that it must be open at this time and very flexible and dynamic in its approach to issues in order to accommodate developments around the world. the new skills and competencies in all fields of endeavor. That's the 21st century is challenging us to demands in our skills. We need to upskill. We need to reskill. We need to be retooled. And that is some of the essence of why we are here. There must be new ways of thinking, dressing, talking, communication, and living that call for global acceptance. Standards, expectations, and requirements that were once accepted are now being challenged and redefined for global relevance. There is a growing demand for things to be done and now becoming the dominant determinants of university curriculum. It is these challenges that led the National Universities Commission to reflect inwards and introduce the recent core curriculum minimum academic standards, CC MAS, for each discipline offered by a university. The essence is for universities to reflect and bridge the maddening gap between the introduction through the introduction of some efficient registry. The question, the relevant one, is how this implicates on the university registry. In other words, how do we make our registry more efficient and effective in delivering her administrative functions and remain globally relevant in attaining the new challenges and expectations of the university? The role of the registry in meeting the 21st century expectations and synergizing for effective service delivery. I said recently the university has come under heavy attack for its inability to reinvent itself and to meet dynamic challenges facing the university. The traditional roles expected of the registry, as elucidated by WAMA 2024, include societal advancement and public records, policy advocacy and agenda setting, resource management, record management, data collection and statistics, office management. That university administrators constitute a vital resource in the university system. This vital resource found in the university registry should be accorded due things. This is because the human resource of such a university, especially, he raised 6 fundamental states where you can see the actions or inactions of the registry affecting, in terms of human resource engagement, affecting the output and progress of the university. He said, now, 1, where the human resource recruitment is poorly managed, and this is very important, because we see the people, the way we engage people and the way we bring them into the system is an issue that must be addressed. If we continually say, because he is my brother, he is my this, or he is my relative, and we don't go to embrace or appoint very quality people, we will find out that we have a situation where what we bring in, they say garbage in, garbage out. What we bring in will, rather than enhance the system, destroy the system. Where the university administrators have poor knowledge of the university system, where the university administrators show low level of commitment, where the administrators disregard the goals of the university, and where the administrator does not plan his or her jobs ahead of their execution, where performance is poorly monitored and appraised. This is very important and is there for supervisors and senior registry staff. What is the system of our performance appraiser? We need to review it and look at it very well. And where requisite financial resources are not available, and where greed has transformed to corruption. Where greed has transformed to corruption, you will see that. He opined that since universities aim to develop and impact knowledge that advances society, the university registry must be anchored on the need to have a crop of personnel that would provide efficient and effective management of resources to facilitate knowledge propagation and impartation in society. It is therefore, however regrettable, that most administrators have in recent times adopted unacceptable administrative practices that obviates this philosophy of public good, and enthroned corruption, poor attitude to work, poor record keeping, incessant breach of regulations and rules, and inefficiency and other administrative malfeasance. This puts enormous strain and challenge on the university registry's disposition to support and deliver effective service for the attainment of today's societal expectations on the university. Agreeably, most university registries are stated to be inefficient in the sense that their job delivery hardly fulfills the expectations of stakeholders. Some argue that they do not okay, I will go. The area I'm talking about is the human challenge in the registry. I called it the human challenge, the character of all of us. We need to change our character. That's just a simple thing. And imbibe a new habit. There is change coming, and we must be ready to embrace that particular change. There is the issue of funding challenge. It has been so discussed here, the funding challenge in the registry. If there is no fund to buy the relevant thing, because the funding is a challenge to the entire university system, so it is on the university itself. So there must be effort to address this issue of funding and management of the little funds. That is where we say that we need to be more efficient in the management of the available resources to ensure effective service in terms of output. I now talked on the issue of the emergence of the new media, and that is where we are saying that the registry must be digitalized, it must be automated. Without an automation of the registry, without imbibing new technologies and new ideas on how things are done in the competitive world of work, you'll find that there is nothing you can do. So the introduction of ICT is very, very important. And to us, while it is on the system to get the needed working materials to get the system automated, it is important for us to retool ourselves. It is important for us to change our thinking. It is important for us to prepare for upskilling and reskilling. Some of us are very afraid of change. Some of us, when you tell them pick a computer, they are so much afraid of picking a computer and working on the system or improving on it. You must be adept. An administrator of the 21st century must be technology savvy. You must prepare yourself to retool yourself. Don't wait on the university. Don't wait on the university when they bring money for you. Buy a laptop and try as much as you can to stay on your own and improve, learn to improve. Moji 2019 posited that the registry should be moving, while we are talking of revitalization of the university system, that the university registry should not be content with just a good performance or minimum performance, but they should move towards target performance. And that target meet competitively in the world of work and see that things are done. As I said, there is the issue of dynamism and flexibility of the workplace environment. Dynamism and flexibility of the workplace environment. Now, the economy is challenged, the system is challenged. The economy is challenged, the system is challenged. We must imbibe the concept of remote working. We must imbibe what? The concept of remote working. I would share an experience to you, and that experience is sometimes some of the, you see, your staff will tell you, I don't have money. I don't even have money to transport myself. Comfort of your room or your house and be able to do the work which you are supposed to do in the office and push it forward. Today, there is the issue of smart technology. So you must adopt smart practices. If you are technologically adept, if you are sound technologically, you will realize that you can comfortably stay at home and do your work. without even having to spend too much money to come there. So here, it is not when you say, I am working at home. You leave the work, you should go. That is where management will come to it. If you are to work at home, they must give you a target which you must achieve while at home, so that you do that work and send it straight to your supervisor or your organ and so on. That's where I talked about the adapting to new techniques of people management. And that is where I have mentioned this issue of remote working being adapted, then realizing the mentorship issue and the reverse mentoring. We must, as workers or registry staff, adapt to that. What do I mean by mentorship and reverse mentoring? Reverse mentoring it is not because I am a deputy registrar or I am a registrar now. I say I cannot learn from the clerk. If I find out there is something the clerk knows more than me, I should be able to go and learn that from the clerk. That is the way to go. I should not be so comfortable in my office and sit down on the air when nothing is going on. These days, we have the Gen Zs, the young people who come in. They are by their characteristics, they are technologically adapt. They have desire to work. But if you don't encourage them, if you don't harness their potentials very well, you will find out that they will turn their back on you, and you continue having problems in managing them. So you must have to learn their attributes and manage them in a way that they will be highly productive and helpful to you. Some of us don't learn computer. Let me tell you, I learned the computer from my clerk and even my son. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? This is where I'm talking of the issue of reverse mentoring. It is not I am this, I am to teach you, you continue. I can learn from any other person and they can also teach me. If you find the person who can teach you, go to him and be able to learn, and that will help you to improve on your system. Going forward, I say, the future directions, I said, looking ahead, the integration of emerging technologies holds promise. Registry. Continued collaboration among administrators, faculty, students, and technology partners will be essential in realizing the vision of a digitally transformed registry. The new directions envisaged are in two ways: personal or individual, and institutional or corporate. In terms of personal or individual, I said every administrator is enjoined to embrace smart practice so as to avoid destruction in the system. Administrators should pursue vigorously the acquisition of new technological skills and be adept in the management of it. There should be adept in knowledge, management knowledge, as well as acquisition of soft skills of creativity, compassion, emotional intelligence, and open-mindedness. We must invest less on office bricks and mortar and more on effective work from home tools, the ICT tools. Allow work from everywhere, anytime, anyhow, through telecommunicating, remote working, work from whose, how to work. We must, in our management, we must give our people the freedom to choose how to work. So far, they produce effective results. Invest in reskilling current workers and imbibe a culture of constant learning in your organization. Imbibe creative imagination and sensitivity in handling situations rather than adopting a one-cap-fee situation in this era of digitization. University administrators must endeavor to be proactive in their career plans so as to fit into the emerging fields of specialization in this digital age. Encouragement of teamwork across specialties is to inspire appreciation of diversity in the workplace and cross-generational contributions. There must be openness and willingness to embrace change for personal development and institutional advancement. On the side of the institution, that the university and the corporate itself, must move with the times to achieve survival by harnessing the benefits of the knowledge-driven ICT 21st century. Paperless administration is the way to go, as it is fast, efficient, and cost-saving. In my university, what we have now is eCnet, areas that will help to enhance that. The registry must retool its staff to harness developments in ICT and bring them up to bear on students, faculty, and general administration. The unit must be fully automated to domesticate e-administration so as to be able to upgrade possible future innovations. A registry of the future must reinvent itself of attitude